Hey guys, it's iTalkApple, and today was the day of the Macworld 2009 keynote presented by Phil Schiller, which was a change. But this video is all about one of the things that they introduced, which is iLife 09. I'll probably make 2 or 3 separate videos for Macworld because there's a lot, kind of. And so this is mostly my opinions, not really all going over it. I am definitely going over it though. So I have a bunch of tabs open here. So the first thing that they talked about in the whole iLife 09 part of Macworld was iPhoto. So in iPhoto, the main new things are faces and places. So faces is recognition and detection of, well, people's faces. And basically, if you've ever used Facebook, you can tag people in your photos, and when you roll over them, it'll say their name. It's pretty much the same thing in iPhoto 09. So you pretty much get to name people in your pictures, and you can also have iPhoto try to find them in other pictures, which obviously isn't completely perfectly accurate, but they demoed it and it seems pretty good. Another part of it is places, which is organizing the photos from where they're taken. So these are all under the events section in your iPhoto library. As you can see here from the screenshot, it's pretty small, and when you first open places, it's gonna look like Google Maps, kind of, with the little pins of where you've taken your pictures, and it uses GPS geotagging to tell where you've taken them. And if you didn't have a camera with GPS geotagging, then you can put it in yourself, I'm pretty sure. There's also new slideshow themes, as you can see down here, and they actually demoed 2 themes, and they seem really nice. The thing is with that, I personally don't view slideshows from my pictures, I just scroll through them. If you're showing it to a bunch of people, it might be a nice way if you're too lazy to create a movie of it, like a movie slideshow in iMovie, or make a DVD of it in iDVD. But I personally wouldn't really use this feature. I think it is a nice addition though. And you can also view those slideshows on your iPhone, which is definitely a nice feature, because then if you want to show your friends or your family, you can in a nice way. There's also added support for Facebook and Flickr. So for the whole faces recognition and detection, you can use that with Facebook directly when you upload it, and Flickr uses the geotagging as well. They didn't really go over anything else in the keynote, but if you go to apple.com/iLife/iPhoto, you can view all these features like enhanced photo editing, travel maps, and everything in more detail. The next part was iMovie 09. This is probably my favorite part of iLife 09, the biggest update, most impressive update for sure. And I think some of these things should have been in the first edition of the new redesigned iMovie, which was iMovie 08, but whatever, that's over, and I really liked everything they added. So, first off, there is their precision editor, they call it, which basically you can edit up close. It'll zoom in on everything. You can edit the transitions better, and the audio and video. You can edit the audio and video in separate tracks, which is really, really nice. It's kind of more like Final Cut now. And they just had this really neat demo where you can drag and drop a clip, use only the audio, which brings me in the next part, which is the new advanced drag and drop feature with a bunch of drop down options. So if you drag in a clip, you can choose to only use the audio of it, or maybe use the video without the audio, but it gives you more effects, like than that. You can have a picture-in-picture green screen support. I think that's awesome. That's one of the reasons why I went out and bought Final Cut, because a lot of the things I was doing, I wanted to use a green screen, because once I made my own green screen, I like the picture-in-picture feature. And they've also added more titles and transitions and effects, as you can see here. There's 18 new animated titles, and again, you can preview them by just skimming over them, which was introduced last year. And they're making it a lot more like iMovie 06 used to be, with their dynamic themes, they called them. In iMovie 06, they had a bunch of themes that you could choose from, and it basically just did all the work for you. That's a nice feature as well. And everybody was really mad about the whole slow motion thing, how they didn't include that in iMovie 08, and they have that now in iMovie 09. And unlike iMovie 06, where you had to wait for a few seconds for it to render, it does it right away in iMovie 09. Another really cool feature, which Phil Schiller said was his favorite part, were the animated travel maps. There's a bunch of different themes of these to choose from as well, and you can just put in where you left from and where you went to, and it will give you an animated map, and there's a bunch of different themes like I said earlier, and it'll show you travel from point A to point B with a line or a point or something like that. And I think that it's just really cool. You can make a lot more professional videos now with iMovie 09, make a lot more fun videos as well with the added effects. They also demoed video stabilization, and in the demo it looked like it worked really nicely. I'm not sure if it would work perfectly with everything that you do, but when they showed it, it seemed amazing. And there's also a full screen library browser. I'm not sure if they went over this, but it kind of looks like CoverFlow here in this picture. Apple's really big on CoverFlow, I guess. And everything just seems like you can do a lot more. It's a lot more advanced now. It's still easy to do, but you can, as it says here, fine-tune every edit. It gives you more options. So I definitely love iMovie 09, and that is definitely my favorite part of the whole iLife update. Might even be my favorite part of Macworld. Okay, and the next thing they talked about was GarageBand. The only feature they talked about in the keynote were the artist lessons. It's called Learn to Play, where basically it gives you some person you can change from a variety of famous artists, and they'll teach you how to play a real instrument. And I think that's pretty cool. It's a nice feature. I would never use it though, because first off, I don't even have an instrument to learn how to play except for piano downstairs somewhere, and I'm just not really interested. For me, GarageBand is more on using the electronic loops, not the real instruments. And it says here there's new guitar features, which they did mention. They didn't really show anything, so I'm not completely sure on everything in GarageBand. So for me, it was kind of like an update, not big, but it's an update. So next is iWeb. So they didn't even talk about iWeb at all in the keynote, and I made a video a while ago about an iWeb wish list, things I wish that they would add to iWeb. And they didn't really add anything for my wish list, but there are a bunch of new widgets that you can add. If I click View Gallery, before the only widgets were Google Ads, Google Maps, and that was it. Now you can also add YouTube, RSS, an iSight photo, and an HTML snippet was there before. So also an iSight movie. So those are the new features. There's also, it'll also notify your Facebook friends when you update your website if you link the iWebsite to your Facebook account, which is pretty cool. But they didn't mention any of these things in the keynote, and I really think Apple has a good thing going with iWeb, and if they just add what I said in my video a while ago about it, don't want to go over it again in this video because that'll make it too long, but they could make it a lot better. So that wasn't a big update. So the biggest updates, I think, for iLife were iPhoto and iMovie. They didn't talk about iDVD either. And it doesn't really seem like there's anything new. Another thing that I was disappointed with was that there are no new themes in iWeb 09. And I'm pretty sure there's no new themes in iDVD either. So that's kind of disappointing. But that's pretty much it for iLife 09. And I don't think I'll make any more separate videos about Macworld. Maybe just one with the rest of the stuff, in my opinion. All in all, though, it really wasn't what most people expected Macworld to be, and for me, the most exciting part was probably the iMovie 09. So, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope this gave you a good overview of what happened without having to watch more than an hour worth of a keynote. So, yeah, thanks for watching.